just said crispy bacon one time.
Wait. Turkey bacon is good. Beef bacon, even better.
I want no turkey bacon.
Really?
Hey, this is a pig. I'm not dog. That's how we don't eat pork. You know what I mean? And this one I have specially designed to go on Facebook.
Nearly 200 pork samples tested by Consumer Reports. Many tested positive for salmonella, listeria, staph bacteria. The magazine says a whopping 69% contained Yersinia, which infects nearly 100,000 Americans every year. Children are especially vulnerable.
You always expect to find some bacteria in any meat product, but those are usually harmless, and I think the real surprise here was to find so many potentially disease-causing bacteria.
Even more, 90% of the bacteria Consumer Reports found were said to be resistant to antibiotics. In other words, they were superbugs.
All of those things paint a very concerning picture about this indiscriminate use of antibiotics in meat production in this country and what we believe are the resulting consequences of that.
Consumer Reports was also alarmed by traces of ractopamine in 1/5 of the pork they tested. Farmers use...
A lot of y'all ain't gonna want to hear what I got to say right now, but I don't care because I care about the children, and this should be a wake-up call for you. Hey man, if you're fat and you have fat children, you're doing some terrible parenting. You know why? Because I'm going to use my age for example. I get it. I know being fat is like a disease and it's bad habits. And let's say you're 40 years. You got 40 years of bad habits. That's cool. It's hard to break that. That ain't got shit to do with your children. Your children eat what you bring in the house and they do what you do. So you should already be setting an example, but I understand we always can't set good examples. But they eat what you give them. So if you still giving them all that bad shit and you know it's bad, come on, man. You don't goddamn give them alcohol. Most of y'all niggas drink alcohol. Most of y'all niggas do drugs. You don't give them that. So why would you give them the bad food? The number one cause of deaf in black people is heart disease. That's from bad.
I want to hip you to the fish very quickly, okay? And I want to give you some perspective, all right? Think about it this way. This fish always has to be kept on ice or refrigerator, right? Why is that? Very simple. It'll perish and it'll stink up the whole room and become foul and rancid if you leave it out for, say, even an hour, right? Without being refrigerated or on ice, right? Your stomach is not a refrigerator or ice, all right? It's actually more like an oven. So it's going to foul up your whole body. Now, I want to let you know, you can't win with fresh or farm raised. First of all, this says fresh and then it's farm raised right here, so they try to trick you off top. But anyway, farm raised, fresh, it doesn't matter. If it's from the ocean, the home is polluted, it's full of mercury and it's full of lead. If it's farm raised, tilapia, by the way, one of the worst foods you could ever eat. There's studies showing it's worse for your heart than bacon. All right, this is fed antibiotics. All right, these are dyed pink, this salmon. All right, bet you didn't know that. You want to go to the shrimp? Shrimp are cockroaches of the sea. This is not what you want. These are scavengers, all right? More in the comments, all right? I love y'all.
Watching a bunch of people roasting their dogs. Oh, smell. It just really turns your stomach. 最近很多媒体来看这个话题，你怎么？
We try measure him. Oh, how strong these suckers are! Are you sure? Oh my! Oh, that's gross. Mom can't eat it.
Tonight, when it comes to meat, the USDA seal is required to prove that the meat has been inspected by a federal agency.
But what many consumers may not know is that some meat has actually been treated with carbon monoxide gas in order to keep it looking fresh for weeks. Kitty Pilgrim has more.
Red, fresh meat, or is it? Congressional hearings pointed to the pitfalls of treating meat with carbon monoxide.
Treating meat with carbon monoxide allows the meat to keep its freshly ground red color even though the meat may have spoiled. I have a picture on the screen. There's 2 packages of ground meat that were left out at room temperature for 27 hours. You can see the one which was treated with carbon monoxide looks fresh and red, while the other meat has turned brown and quite nasty looking.
Congressman Stupak and Congressman Ed Markey have introduced legislation that would require meat treated with carbon monoxide to be labeled so the consumer would know. According to the
as rules, the same way you have rules in your house. Okay? Your children ain't going to run amok and do what they want to do in your house because it's your house. Well, guess what? The earth is the Most High's footstool. Okay? Find him, know his rules. And what God would teach you in the earth, there is no law. That's Satan. What God, think about it now. Even if you are a born-again Christian, never got into the scriptures, what God will tell you not to follow law? If that's not Satan, I don't know who is. You think God would go through all that work to give the commandments to Moses, to later send Christ and say, don't follow anything? And just ask yourself that question outside of this teaching. What God will tell people to be lawless?